Finished my first year at college, my freshman year. I come back, boom, was doing research, was locking in, was studying, was putting myself in the game, teaching myself about credit, what I need to do, how can I plan now to be in a great position at 25, pretty much around this age where I'm at now, currently 25. So this is what I was thinking. So I came back home from college and I immediately, first thing I did was like open my credit card. Did that, wanted to build a credit, wanted to start, building that trust. Status. What's up, fam? Welcome back to J Russ TV. If you're new to my channel, hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. All things business, investing, and sneakers. Had a supporter asked me if I could do a video on credit cards. So I cooked some up for y'all, and let me know what y'all think. Yeah, can I do a video on credit cards and how I use them? So I put this PowerPoint presentation together, a little different from how I normally do my videos. So let me know if y'all like this setup a little better. Yeah, if y'all want more content like this, PowerPoint presentation type video, I like these. I enjoy doing these, putting my thoughts together. They do take a little bit of time, but rather just know that's something that people want to see. And I'm only going to share things that I've done myself. I don't be capping, bro. I'm just putting all these videos as information that I've learned and I've done already, or I'm continuing to learn. But I've noticed some things, noticed some patterns, picked up some game, just sharing the game here on YouTube, documenting it, whatever you might have it. So here I go. GI Global Strategy is the name of my business. I opened my first credit card at 19. Now my credit score is 750 plus. Here's what I learned. As y'all can see right here on the right, I opened my first credit card with Bank of America. As y'all can see clearly right here, I'm gonna show receipts as much as possible. They opened June 3rd, 2019. So I was, what was happening around this time? Okay, so I went to college freshman year, fall 2018. I come back after my first semester of college. And no, the summer. I finished my first year at college, my freshman year. I come back, boom, was doing research, was locking in, was studying, was putting myself in the game, teaching myself about credit, what I need to do, how can I plan now to be in a great position at 25, pretty much around this age where I'm at now, currently 25. So this is what I was thinking. So I came back home from college and I immediately, first thing I did was like open my credit card. Did that, wanted to build a credit, wanted to start, building that trust. Status open, never late. Y'all can see right there. Status updated November 2024. So I put this presentation together a little minute ago, but everything still apply. Credit usage 0% on this one particularly. Balance updated November. Last payment May 15, 2024. My credit limit is 6,700. So overview: what is credit? We can get into the types of credit, the importance of credit scores, some of the benefits of having good credit, how to build and maintain good credit, common mistakes, how to use it responsibly, myths, and credit resources, apps, stuff I use to monitor my credit. So what is credit? It's a financial agreement that allows you to buy goods or services before paying for them. Pretty much like a loan. You get in loan money, essentially, but it has to be paid back within 30 days or they charge you interest every month, certain interest rate. As y'all can see right here on the bottom, this is my snapshot as of the end of last year, December 2024. My credit score is very good, 772. But then it updated to 781. Yeah, so it fluctuates. You know what I mean? But yeah, 780 credit score, pretty solid. I'm trying to get to 800 plus. You feel me? 850, somewhere around that. But yeah, just showing receipts. You feel me? I'm gonna show receipts on the channel as much as I can. So there you go, right there. And Experian, this is what the app is. If you're not familiar, Experian is a good app. I like to track my credit score. So it's two types of credit. You got revolving credit. So credit cards, open or secure. So when I first opened my card with Bank of America, they allowed me to, I instantly got $1,000 credit limit because they saw my good habits with my debit card with Bank of America. So that's a good tip right there. If you already been using the bank for a while or growing up as a kid, apply for a credit card with that same bank because they already gonna see your track record. If you if you kept money, a lot of people be paying them late fees. Yeah, like yeah, but nah, they saw my credit card, I mean my debit card. It's like, oh, you never really had nothing less than a band in here. So bet we're gonna give you $1,000 to start off with. I wasn't even expecting that. Usually for first times, for teenagers getting their first credit card, they give you a secured credit card right here, which is essentially you got to put up $500, $1,000, and then they'll give you the credit card to build your credit. So you pretty much putting your own money up. Now, I had to do that for my business, my LLC. I had to put a certain amount of money up for my first credit card because I didn't get accepted for an open credit card. So that was about 2-3 years ago now. So I probably could get an open one, but I just haven't yet. I just been building my business credit up a little more. And when the time comes, I'm a transition all that. But I want to show good usage of it. For right now, stay down. That's not the end goal. I just want to get the good credit. I don't really need it right now, but I know as I scale, I may need it in the future. So I don't need all that extra stuff. But yeah, so they gave me an open credit card when I turned 19 for $1,000. And then now it's $6,700. That's over the past few years, getting credit limit increases, things like that. But that card started off at $1,000. Yeah. So yeah, open, they give you a certain limit from the bank. Secured, you got to put money up. As you can see right here, this photo allows you to borrow up to a specific limit with the balance due at the end of each billing cycle. Right here, and then you got installment credit, which is like car loans, mortgages. So personal loans, auto loans, student loans, business loans. I do have no car loan. I do have a mortgage. I do have student loans. So I'm building credit that way too. I actually got a funny story. I don't know what I want to tell you that now. I'll tell you that in another slide, but I got a funny story I want to share though. So yep. So importance of credit scores. How are credit scores calculated? Why do they matter? They matter because if you want to get a mortgage, you want to get an auto loan. In my opinion, America's built off of leverage, is built off of, debt leverage. It's just if you can beat that rate of return of the interest rate, it's really a game, in my opinion. When you look at it like that, it changed your way of thinking. America's built on leverage. We're a capitalist society. Let's face the facts. So you can build wealth hand by hand and saving up and, paying everything cash and doing all that. Or you can take a loan out, use some debt, use some margin against your assets too. A HELOC, take some money out your home and leverage that and parlay that into another investment that might pay that interest. But that's a lot of gain. That's not what this is on. That's too much. That's a lot of gain right there. But yeah, so that's why they really matter, because if you want to get a good interest rate, you need good credit. At the end of the day, you need good credit. So in my Experian, this is Experian or this Credit Karma? I think this is Credit Karma. But so in my app, this is a screenshot of the app right here that I have on my phone. So this is how it calculates your credit score. Payment history, amount of debt, credit, length of credit history, amount of new credit, and credit mix. So payment history is worth about 35% of your overall credit score. So as you can see, this is an amount of debt. Those two are over around 30%. Those two is 65% of your credit score. So you really want to emphasize on these two things. Pay on time every month. Pay on time, at least the minimum. You should be paying a lot more than that, but at least the minimum. And don't take out no more than like 10-15% of your total credit limit. Maybe 20%. 20-30 max, but no more than, keep it under 30%, 20-30% of your credit usage every month, because that plays into the amount of debt, your credit utilization rate. So that definitely plays a role in your credit score. So if you have like $1,000 credit card and you got 900 on there, that's a high utilization rate. you want to keep it under 30%, in my opinion. So you want to keep it at $300 or less. Are you using it for real? You know. But yeah, payment history 35%. Amount of debt is 30%. Length of credit history 15%. So it's not that big of an impact, but it does count. Like for my right, you see right here, this is my screenshot from my app, so you can see my length of credit history is good because I'm 25. I opened at 2019, so that's what 6 years worth of credit history, 5.5 years. But I've opened 2 to 3 more credit cards in that 5 year, 6 year period. So it takes your length of history down and averages it out. So if I would have just kept one card, my credit history would have been like, what, 6 years? But I opened up a couple, so it's probably averaged down to about 3.5 years, maybe. You get what I'm saying? And then amount of new credit, 10%. So you don't want to always be opening up a lot of credit cards. Something I learned, in my opinion. You don't want to open up a lot of credit cards. I haven't opened up a credit card in a cool little minute. So, and then credit mix, you know, different loan, like I said, the installment loans or the house mortgage, car loan, a little mix of that. But most important is this payment history and this amount of debt. Like I said, real emphasis on this. Real emphasis on this. I don't want to make the video too long. Benefits of good credit. One, you get lower interest rates, easier approval for loans, rentals, employment. Shoot, even certain jobs, they check your credit. You know, it's really just to show you a good steward of your bread. Like, you're a good steward of your money. So it's important to have good credit. I don't know what people be saying. You got to have some good credit out here. Access to better financial products, and you can get higher credit limits. How to build and maintain good credit. Here are some points I have here. Just pay your bills on time. Like I said, pay the full balance off. Minimum or at least minimum payment. You know, shit, times happen. Times happen. Life be life. life, bro. Do what you gotta do to get by. Do what you gotta do. Keep credit utilization low, like I said, under that 30% rate. Avoid unnecessary credit inquiries. So try not to check your credit. Get a hard inquiry a lot of times, because I've noticed, like when I apply for my mortgage, it did put a hit on my credit because they had to check my credit. So things like that, you know, obviously you buying a home is cool. You want to, that's a good use for it, but don't just be doing it just to do it, you know. Increase your credit limit. This is a good hack that I use all the time. Increasing my credit limit. Like every year I you know, with Apple, I can text them and say, hey, can I get a credit limit? And most times they accept it, and they might give you a couple grand more on your credit limit. But I do that once a year because it keeps your debt utilization rate low. So like, say if I have $1,000 and I'm keeping it under 30%, so 300 and under, so my credit utilization is what, 30%. I think the math is right on that. Yeah. But if I increase it, if I ask for a credit increase and I ask for $1,000 increase, so that means my credit limit is 2,000, and I keep it at the 300. That means my what's that? My credit utilization is at like 15%. My credit utilization rate is at 15%. So that's a cool hack I like to do every year to, you know, increase my credit, give me a better credit rating. Apply for new credit sparingly, like I was just saying to y'all, and monitoring your credit report. I probably check this like every day, and I ain't gonna lie. A couple times a week I check my credit. Common credit mistakes: missing payments, ignoring credit reports, overusing available credit, only making the minimum payments. Now, story on this, which is actually funny, is so I was in college, bruh. When I was in college, let me see how this look. I don't know. When I was in college, I had what happened? I graduated a year late. So it was like 2024. No, 2022. I graduated 2023. And my loan company, they thought I graduated already, which I didn't, because I had extra classes. You know how you go to the student office and you know how you go to the the advisory, and you think you better graduate on time or maybe a semester late, and they're like, you got like 3-4 classes. They be like, you got like 3 more classes, fool. I'll be like, where you see this at? So nah, I made sure I was in there checking like what my graduation time is, man. Cause them advisors have you in school for 10 years. Hey, fool, them advisors had you in it for 10 years, man. I tell you, you gotta lock in and make sure you know how many classes you gotta take. But yeah, so essentially, I had to do like an extra semester or two. I graduated in 5 years, not 4 years, and I transferred. So the loan company, they thought I already graduated, so they sent me an email saying, "Hey, um, your loan has needs to be paid. Why do you the voodoo?" I'm in college. I'm like, I'm still in school. You know what I mean? So it don't. I just didn't pay no mind to it. Back to the point right here. Y'all can learn from my mistakes. Ignoring credit reports, or something similar to that. But I ignored it. Next thing I know, they hit my credit. They saying you didn't make your payment. Whoop, 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 whoop. They hit my credit hard, and that joint dropped like 40%. So say I was at like 700, that joint dropped to like 550, 600. I said, whoa. So I instantly had to fill out a deferment payment application, get it signed by the school. So I went to the office, had them sign it, and then I sent that to the credit company, the loan company, and they reversed it. My credit went back up, and I got it deferred. Now I'm paying my payments on time. If y'all want to go to I got a video on my channel showing how I flipped $25,000 into $100K a year. But on that video, I show y'all my whole student loan balance. I show y'all my interest rate and how I parlayed that into. I invested that money and leveraged it. Essentially, what I'm telling y'all, America is built off leverage debt. Smart. You gotta have a plan around it. But let's get back to the video. So yeah, these are some common credit mistakes. How to use credit responsibly. Budgeting for repayments, only borrowing what you can afford, monitoring your credit score regularly. So yeah, just emphasizes on, don't spend what you can't pay back, essentially. Times do get hard. I just have a plan to get it back down. Have a number. I know how I get it. I got my credit card at 19. I know how it can get unchy real fast. It can get unchy real fast. Just keep it low. Keep it maintained, bro. Keep it maintained. Myths about credit. You need to carry a balance to build good credit. Checking your credit lowers your score. All that is bad. So this is just some myths that people may say out there, but use credit sparingly. How to fix bad credit, dispute errors on credit reports. And when you're checking your credit report, like for example, I told y'all with the school, with the loan company, that was an incorrect error. So I had to get that reversed. So dispute that, things like that. Create a plan to pay down debts. Seeking credit counseling says help if it gets that bad. Some other hacks you can do too, if you got a big balance, you can transfer your your credit balance to another company. So say you at Bank of America and you just got caught up. You got 10 bands in credit card debt. You know what I mean? And they charge you a 25% interest on that loan. You can transfer that to say I don't know, like a Navy Federal credit card, and they'll give you 0% interest for a year or 2 years, whatever they might have it, for you to transfer your loan balance to them. So that means you're not paying no extra interest on it, so you can breathe on that, and then you can start really hitting the principal of that loan, that payment, not just the interest. Because a lot of people just be paying interest and not even the actual debt, which is most loans. My mortgage, well, you know how much I pay in interest every month? Most of that ain't even going to the principal, bro. You know what I mean? That's why you got to be put on the game. You got to learn the game. You got to learn how to finesse you and finesse them back. For real though. How am I at? 20 minutes. And here are just some credit resources that I use. I use Experian and I use Credit Karma. Experian is a good app. You can check it. And what I like about these apps too, they incorporate your overall net worth. So when you download these apps, I'm not sponsored. Experian, give me a sponsorship, or Credit Karma, give me a sponsorship. But with these apps, they calculate your overall net worth too, which I think is very important for people to. It's very important for people to understand their net worth. Very important for people to understand their net worth, because it shows you where you need to do what you need to do, what areas you need to improve on. So with these two apps, you can connect your bank accounts, your investments account, your brokerage accounts. You can put your home loan on there. You can put the value of your car on there. All your assets, all your liabilities can go in the app. You can plug it all in there, and then it'll calculate your net worth for you. So say you a young fella. Because I'm looking at the analytics. Most of my followers, my supporters, they're 25 to 35 males. So say you young like me. You just graduated in college, 22. You got $25,000 in student loan debt. You may have maybe like 5,000 saved up, maybe 1,000 saved up, you know. Or say you got nothing saved up. Your net worth is negative 25,000. So you need 25 bands to get out the hole and break even, you know. And then once you break even, your net worth tends to grow. So you get your first full-time job, you start contributing to your 401k, you start investing, you start paying the debt down, then it starts to flip as you get older to your 30s, and you 20 grand net worth, 30 grand net worth, 50 grand net worth, your investment's going. You buy some property, you fix it up, you get some equity in it. You know what I mean? That adds to your net worth. So your net worth is essentially just your assets minus your liabilities. I can do a whole separate video on this if y'all really want it, but I like these apps because they show you your net worth and they calculate it for you. So when you get that big picture, you're like, okay, I need to log in. Like my net worth is negative. Like we want that to be millions. You feel me? But yep, that's this last slide for y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below. Let me know what y'all thought of this video. Yeah, appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I said.